The next game in the series is stacking tic-tac-toe. The rules are the same as the regular game, but with an additional strategical twist, namely that you can outrank your opponent's pieces. To be able to play it, you will need to have a chessboard, a designated area 3x3, and finally 6 pieces. You can use chess pieces for it or counters. If you want to use chess pieces, then the starting position can look like this. You will have one player sitting below the board, one player sitting to the left of the board, and here your designated area. You can also use any other areas of the board that you like, but this is how I did it. And why you should use pawns, bishops, queen and king? It's because you need something to reflect the values. And using these pieces, the size of them perfectly correlates to their value. If you want to use counters, the starting position may look like this. And what you do is just to stack the counters on top of each other. If you would like to have the position in real life, this is how it looks like from my students. They use pawns as a border. That's not necessary, but it looks nice. And here you see a tower of 3 counters, and this is a single counter. So let's give an example how the game starts. So I would advise you to play 2 games against every opponent, because the first player has an advantage, and that way the first move advantage is neglected. For example, blue starts with the move this square to a1. So now it's red to move, and he can pick any empty square on the board, or he can also decide to take the blue one. If he wants to take it, then he needs to place something of a higher value on the same square, and in this case it's a 2 or a 3, and let's say he wants to put a 2 on this square. He doesn't have to take, it's not mandatory, and he can also use a 3, and he can place anything on the empty square, obviously. Now it's blue to move, and let's say he wants to place a 2 on the corner, and now it's red again, and red may decide to take it. If you want to take a 2, then only something of a higher value is interesting, and this is our 3 piece. It's important to place all of your pieces, the one that you can play still, and the ones that are already out of the game still on the board, because it's important for you calculation to be able to, think ahead and see what's left. So in this position we have our first threat, namely red is trying to get 3 things in a row, and any 3 of the same color in a row, it doesn't matter the value, win the game. So now blue has to defend himself, and you might think from the regular game that you just put something in the corner, but that doesn't solve the game, since red can simply take it with any thing that he has. For example, a 2, it doesn't even have to be a 3, and the game would be over. So instead blue should see this ahead and instead find another solution, and the solution is just to taking this 2. Then this 2 is out of the game, 3 gets in the middle, and it's red to move again. Now let's say red poses a 1 in the corner, and now it's blue again. We need to defend the threat. First of all, we need to spot the threat, that's the first step. Now we need to defend it, and we can defend it by putting something on b1, but we have to take in accumulation that anything that we put on b1 can potentially be taken by this 3, so the only way to put something on b1 is only our own 3, and that might be a bit risky. A better solution is actually to take the 1 here, and then the game continues on and on. I'll stop here for the game, and I guess you have gotten the gist out of the game. Here are the rules again as text to reread them. My advice is now that you get an opponent and play some games against him. The games are pretty short because you have only 6 pieces to play, meaning that there are only 6 moves that you can play before the game is over. You either win the game by the end of it, or if nobody wins, then the game is declared a draw. If you need to have some tactical exercises, they're coming straight after this video, and if you play perfectly, then the game ends in a draw for both sides.